welcome back, everybody. Kathy Arbor here, and today is Mixed Media Thursday, and we're going to be doing a cute little fawn or baby deer. And I'm going to be using reference from this book here, and she has beautiful drawings, painting, and she does mostly oils, but I'll be doing mine in acrylic. So we'll be doing basically this type of fawn. It's a little different. I drew mine up. This is what I drew up. So it's a little different. It has its back legs stretched out. And I don't have the chipmunk, but I will put some fern and stuff around her. And there is a traceable for members in Patreon and in the YouTube membership, and it's for all levels. Hi, Lena, Devin. So you can download that and paint along with me, or you can watch and paint later. Sometimes that's a little easier, and then you don't feel you have to rush. Yeah, Bambi. It's fitting. It's spring. All the new babies are being born. Tuesday we did this cute little Easter egg. And there is actually a traceable for everybody. It's under the description on the video description below. So if you want to download that and paint along with me on this one, this was done in watercolor. I haven't put anything on the bottom, but you could put springtime or happy Easter, whatever it is. And today, I did get a book. And it came in this cool paper. I've never seen this stuff before. This is kind of cool. I don't know what I'll use it for, but I'm going to save it. I think it's cool. So the uppercase, and I blame this on Kathy Berg, sorry. I need a drink. Kathy, you could hashtag this for more April art prompts 2022 for the weeks. Oh yeah, that's right. I will, Devin. Thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, Devin's got a prompt going. So April art prompts 2022, and it's Devin Rex for art. You can check out her channel. Devin, put your channel in. I just need a drink. Yeah, anyone that has a channel, feel free to post down in your in the chat. And Lena, you're on tomorrow, are you not? Or is it going to be whenever you're ready? I haven't done any monster drawings yet. I've been really busy this week, actually. Doing a bunch of art, and I had to catch up with a few things. And it's tax week. We had to get our taxes, all paperwork sorted out and given to the tax people. And I wanted to get some gardening done because I'm behind and I haven't cleaned my garden out. Yep, I plan to stream 12 to 2 before bar. Oh, awesome. Great time. Okay, so will that be your time that you'll be going for always? 12 till 2? The hashtag is mostly on Ing though, but YouTube videos are welcome to. Okay. I'll post it on there also. Devin, thanks. Hey, Julianne. Yes, I'll do my best to keep it up. Okay, awesome. And Paint Girly, I'm streaming 10 till 12. Oh, there we go. We've got a perfect day. Paint Girly will be on at 10 till 12, and then Lena will be on from 12 till 2, and then Barb is on from 2 to whatever. That's perfect. So there you go, people. You got a huge amount of different types of art. Perfect. All right, so I did get uppercase. So Kathy Berg did post this, and I didn't know it was a Canadian book, or I would have got it a long time ago. And it's got some fantastic eye candy. Like, wow. And it comes 4 times a year, I believe. And I just ordered it last week, and it came today. Their website is dangerous to go on to. I'll just let you know that. But beautiful, if you're looking for color palettes that you love, books like this are great. Or even ideas to draw or paint. I love this one because it's about spring and flowers. Well, had to get it, right? And I just love seed pack art. I love it. I would like to do a great big canvas with a seed pack label. I think that would look awesome. Just have to practice the letters. So yeah, they've got Encyclopedia of Inspiration. Pre-order your copy. Art supplies. Ooh. And beautiful old-time drawings. That's great. It's just a fantastic eye candy book. It kind of reminds me of Daphne's Diary and yeah, more like Daphne's Diary, but a little more on the art side. So, beautiful book. So that'll be something. Oh, that's cute. Little houses. I love houses. So if you're thinking of getting a good art book for just inspiration, check them out. That's really cute. They're made of stamps. That's sweet. And little bits of paper. Oh, that's cute. Janet would like that one. That's really cute. A little stamp village. Oh, this is going to be fun to read and look at and get some ideas. And what a great book. And it's Canadian. Yay. Uppercase magazine.com. All right, so I'm going to be putting my painting. Oh, there's the drawing if you want to get the drawing for last Tuesday. It's for everybody. You don't have to be a member. It's for everybody. It's my little Easter gift to you guys if you want to download it. And I'm going to use this paper. This is Once Upon a Time paper. I thought this might kind of look cute. There's another fawn. You can go by the colors of that one too. It's whatever. That's probably more realistic. They are kind of on the sienna color. Hey, Dar. Thanks, Devin. Yeah, she'd love it too. Here, yeah. I don't know what it cost. I don't even know if they ship, but I think they do. I do think they ship international. Check it out. You never know. They might. Straighten my camera a little bit. So this is what I'm going to use. And now I could, if you want to use this, you can just put it, I could just glue this, cut it out and glue it on if you don't want to draw it, or you don't have any tracing paper, or you don't want to draw it yourself. You could just cut this out and glue it onto your paper. And maybe I'll do that just to show you it can be done. But you have to put a fair amount of matte medium on it to seal it, because we want to be able to move that paint fairly freely and not have it drag, so to speak. So I'm just going to cut this out, and then I can position it also onto my, I'm not going to cut all the little hairs and stuff, but we'll just paint it a little bit longer than what's there. And then I think this will work. I've done this before. Sometimes I do this with my drawings of faces. I'll do a really awesome background of collage and paint and stenciling and whatever. And then I'll have a drawing that I've done on nice white smooth sketching paper, and I just cut it out and glue it on. Sometimes I like just the look of a line drawing, black and white, over top of a colored background. It looks really neat. And you can also use your own art, take photocopies of pages that you love, and use them again. Okay, now we can position it where we want it. So we could put it like here. That's cute. Just in between the little swirls. And then also, I'll show you. Where did I put it? I had another one I was playing with too, but I don't think it'll work. I had this one also, but I don't think, unless you cut around stuff, I could just have, see, she's sitting on the ferry. Oh, there, she's trying to get out of the way. You could do that too, but I think I like the other one best. This one here. So just like that. That way the ears out of the border. And you have a little bit of, you could put them on an angle too. Doesn't have to be. That's kind of cute on an angle. You could slice tuck the deer in. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I could. I like this one though. I think this looks pretty on an angle, and then I'll put some flowers and stuff like that around it. Hey, Janet. Janet, just a minute. Look. Have you seen these books? Oh, look at, they got all kinds of seed packs art. I think you would like this one. It's eye candy. Uppercase. All right, so I'm going to glue this little baby down with some matte medium. Let's see, I have gel or regular. I think I'll use regular. I could use gel, I guess. It wouldn't be as wrinkly then. Maybe I'll do that. And we'll get a tray out. Now I'm really... Oh, the accountant awaits. Oh, okay. Okay, you're forgiven. All right, so let's put this is gel medium. So it won't be as, it won't have as much water content in it. So it's not gonna wrinkle that paper up. Okay, and then we can place this little guy down. We had it like this, didn't we? Like that, and then just glue her on. And it should, this is just copy paper that I put on. Now I used a laser print copy, so that's why the ink isn't running. Depending on your printer, though, if you have an inkjet printer, sometimes you can get away with using matte medium on it without it moving. Depends on your ink, though. I find Epson's inks are probably the best as far as I know. Maybe there's some other ones. I haven't used all printers, so I'm just saying what I've used. And they seem to really do great at not moving. They don't smudge. And there we go. So that should work. And we'll give it a shot of a heat gun. Oh no, Dot. Sorry. You'll like the book. It's a beautiful book. It's got a lot of inspiration in it. And I like using them for getting inspiration for color combinations or for layouts or just ideas of topics. My Epsom doesn't bleed, but oh, they work on fabric too. Wow. Yeah, I've got an Epsom inkjet also. I have an Epsom. I think it is too bad. I'll let them sit for a while. Yeah, sometimes if you give it a blast of heat, Devin, um, it'll set it. I just want to make sure that this is good and dry. So if you're painting along, you will see drying times because this is live. So if you want to just scrub along if you're watching the recording, feel free. I know I do the same thing when people are drying. Just want to make sure it's good and dry. It'll just stop the paint from seeping through and then really bubbling on you. Alrighty. This is the little deer that we're going to be doing. It's a little different. This is my drawing. This is a picture from Pinterest, I think. So, like all of my acrylic drawings, we always put a base layer on first, and then we do our shading and detail work last. So, looking at this, it looks like almost a cinnamon, very bright sienna, almost into the orange. You could go burnt sienna. Let's see. White buff. There's white, definitely white, or so I'm just going to do it in craft paint. So there's raw sienna, golden brown. It's almost, but if you look at it, yeah, you could get away with that, but I'd add a little bit of orange to it maybe. Or I have light cinnamon here. That would probably go. And a black. Here's the chocolate. There's black. There's a black. Okay. I think I have white out here already. So we do see a fairly bright white, but it's not quite white. It's almost got a little bit of a gray to it. Or you could go into a buff, a light colored buff, or cream. So we want to, just looking at the overall, it seems to be this, this bright sienna color. There is some areas that are lighter. We can also put just a little bit more buff into it. You can always go over top of this color with a rake brush. So let's try and make this color. So this one here is golden brown. Kathy, I have a YouTube question for you. Can I DM you on Ing about it? Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can usually get a hold of me if you want to on Twitter or Ing, or Instagram. Sorry, Ing, Instagram, Messenger. This is raw sienna. Hope this is going to be okay. These are old paints. It's not bad. And a little bit, I have this light buttermilk, which would probably do well in there. Put some buttermilk on my palette. And a little bit of white. And let's get some brushes out. So I'm going to use a lot of detailing in this. So I'm going to want detail brushes. So a rake is one that would be pretty good to use, if I can find one. Even a fan rake will work too. I like stiffer brushes though. Let's try this one here. That's a rake. There's another stiff one. Kathy, if you do watercolor instead of acrylic, do you use the same colors? Yeah, pretty well. The process would be different, naturally, because in watercolor, you're starting light to dark, where you don't necessarily have to do that in acrylics. You're looking at the underneath color, so to speak. So you would start off with the buttermilk color first and put that in the areas. And then your details would be done with the darker shades. But it can be done. If you watch my one that I did the fox, that would be very similar. If you want to look that video up, that'd give you an idea of how I did fur. That was, when was that? February, I think, that I did the fox. All right, so even though I do have all the circles and everything, I'm not going to worry about going over them. I do want fairly, I'll use this one here. So most of our colors, I'm going to mix a medium color here. So I'm going to mix these two colors together just to get a little bit more of a orangey color in there. But I don't want too dark. And if you have a liquid matte medium or a glazing medium, you can put that in your mixture too. So this little guy would be, he has a little bit of that dark color on the bottom of his leg here. Now remember, we already put the matte medium to glue this down, so anything that I go over, I can easily take up. So this leg would be this color. So I'm just going to put that in. It's a little bit more white just around the very edge. And then it goes into kind of a buff. So I'm going to add a little bit of a buff to my, I didn't clean my brush. I just added buff to the color just to do the top part here because it is a little light on the top here. Like that. And I like to wipe it off on a paper towel instead of washing it. That way you don't get a wet brush type of thing. Sometimes if you get too much water on your brush, it really makes it transparent. It's hard to put enough color on then. So a little bit of white or buff, whatever you want to. I just added white to my brush. I'm just going around the edge here and around just on the inside of his tail here on his butt. He'll have lighter area there. And then back to this. And it's darker there. You can go back over if you want to add. This is a add and put on different colors all at once, basically. Because they are a different shade. So the up here is a little darker. So I'll just add a little bit more of the other color. And I'm going right over the spots, so I'm not worried about it. And it goes down into his tail. It's tucked under, so the underneath of his tail is white, but the other part, the top part of the tail, is darker. We can just put that in there. And then add a little bit of white. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of that white up there. Now, if you're getting a lot of paint buildup on near the barrel of the brush, then rinse it. Okay, so up here is a lot darker near his spine. So we'll just go around there. And again, this is just the beginning. So the base coat of your baby animals. I'll take that down a little bit. A little bit of this mixture in it. A little more dark. Around the face, just a bit. Be darker around there. And then just add a little bit more of the lighter as you go out. On this part, actually, I should do white. There'll be a little bit of white under there. Not a lot, but a little bit. The one I'm looking at shows more, but its feet are a little different than what I've drawn. Just keep adding it. I'm not too worried about the spots. I have my reference drawing. I usually print out a couple. That way I can use one for tracing and one for reference. A little bit darker right in here again. And then I'm going to put a little bit of, I'm going to wipe my brush off. Take a little bit of white right in here and lighten that just a bit. That. And then the top of that leg, that's the other leg. So it's got its two legs together. And then a little bit of that brown just on the bottom here. That's where it would be starting to lighten. And just make that area where they meet, that curve. All right, and then the top of his head would be dark. And just down there a little bit, just before the part of that eye there, starts to get a little bit lighter. So his ear comes kind of down like this. And then kind of has like an eyebrow. So it comes down like this to the eye. And I'm just going to go around here a little bit, go past the paper a bit. And then the ear, it's almost the same color, but I'll put a little bit of dark brown in there when I start doing the accent colors. So you're basically doing the medium to light colors right now. I'm not too worried about darks. And even if you didn't put in a light area somewhere, that's the nice thing about acrylics is you can go right over top of it. There's real no wrong way of goofing. You can always fix acrylics. So around their ear is a little bit darker. And let's see. That's part of the top of his leg right here, of his front leg. They kind of fold them up underneath them, kind of lay on them when they're laying down. It's kind of like a dog, actually. Now this will be a little darker right here. And right in here, just about there, there's a little bit of color. I'm going to make this a little bit more on the fawny color side. So maybe mix a little bit of that buttermilk with the color you're using, just a little bit lighter. So there's a little area there. And right in here, it starts to get a little bit lighter. It's right there. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that buttermilk color and just right here, add that in there. And above his eye here would be lighter. Along his ear. And just a bit of this color mixed with it while it's wet. Under his eye. And then the buttermilk. And underneath his chin is fairly light, almost white. So a little bit of that white. And his ears are white also. We'll just put the white in for now. We will add other colors to it though. Kind of goes down into that part of his face, the side. And we don't see the underneath of his neck. And the top part of his hooves, this is the back, is kind of that buttermilk color here. And then the little gray hooves. And maybe just a smidge of that cinnamon color just under this part here, like that. And might have a little bit of shadowing in there, just a bit. I got a lovely Easter cupcake from our village. Keeping in touch came today. Awesome. You got a really nice little village you're living in, Dot. That's so great. It's nice to hear. Actually, I'm going to just go over this part here because, let's see, it goes into a little bit of brown up here. Okay, so I need, it's a great place to, awesome. You are very lucky. That's great, Dot. Now the hooves and around his little nose is kind of, I would say it's not really black. It's a very dark brown black. So I'm going to put a little bit of, what's this one here? Dark burnt umber. Let's see if that's good enough. It should be. Yeah, I think that'll do. And we'll coat his nose in that color. Yeah, that'll be good. And we'll add the highlights and all of that. So it's kind of a swoop. It's a cute little nose. And then it just kind of goes up here, the color. And then the little hooves are almost the same. The tips, though, are a lighter, kind of a pink. I got too much water in my brush. So we'll just do these. So I'm going to leave the little tip of the hoof. They're not like even or anything like. Then there's the eye is fairly dark. You can see the eye, very dark. So I want a little bit of a smaller brush. So let's use this. And let's see if this will work. That, and we just see the eyeball right there. And make sure we get it big enough. There's a highlight on it. And it's fairly dark, so I'm going to just put this in and put the highlights on after. So I'm going to just fill it in. Just makes things easier. And then once we put the highlight on the different things, it'll look more, it'll make sense. And I think I need a little bit of this in here. And anywhere else. I think here it needs to have a little bit of that color. I'm not going to worry about the spots yet. We can put those on last. A little bit of, let's try this rake. This is a 1/4 inch. It's a rake, but I don't know if you can see that. See how it's thinner on the top? So when you wet it, there. So we have a little bit of darker color in the ear. So this is when you have to pay attention to direction. Well, this kind of looks like it's going this way around the ear. So let's add a little bit of that and just dot, tap. Kind of goes in spots on his ear. And then there's a little line. You kind of have to play with the water ratio with these brushes. He's got a little bit of a line that goes down here, thin. And then there's just a bit right there. Right in here. And then here. I don't have a whole lot on my brush. So go up to the very top. Like that. So just a very fine amount. You can do that with his nose too, where we ended it. We want it a little bit softer looking. So you just kind of go on the edge of the nose and tap in. So it's a little softer transition. It's very, very lightly I'm tapping. That. Where else? Might have a little bit in here, just where that leg is folded. Actually, I might just make that a little bit of shadow instead. So where else? Maybe a little bit on his tail. So they are kind of a little bit on the fuzzy side, so you can put a little bit of that on there. Just on the edge. That. And then you can take some of that sienna color and do the same thing, but go over the black you just did. That way it kind of makes it more dimensional. Do you guys want me to zoom in more? Because I can. if you want. Just let me know. Okay, so let's do a little bit of this in the right in here. His hip would be up in here, so we would have a little bit of that color coming down like this, and a smidgen of it in his back and in here. I'm thinking about how the fur is. Which way it's going. Don't worry if you get too much of a dark. You can always go back over it. This is a multi-level painting, like numerous. I think he needs a. I think he's looking a little skinny, so let's make him a little bit chunkier. I think he needs to be a little chunkier. Looking a little. This doesn't look right to me. So bring this down a little bit. Like that. That's a little better. And just multi-colors, basically. This is the top part of his hip. All right. Now we could take some of that brown and mix it with the sienna also, if you want some medium dark colors. That's always good to do. Just keep playing with it until you like the way your colors are. I'm just following the shape of his hind leg. When they're little, they have kind of long hair. I think it's because they're born this time of year, so I guess Mother Nature provides them with long hair because it's cold out. It's amazing what... And they're left alone when they're born. Mama, after she cleans them up, she leaves for a while. That's why you always hear about, oh, I found a baby deer. Mother must have abandoned it. They don't. Don't touch them. That's what they do, is they have them and they'll leave them. And the reason is they have no scent when they're born. And they leave because they don't want coyotes or dogs or wolves or whatever to find them. So they know that if they leave, they'll be safer. And then they come back and they feed them, but they don't stay with them. Let's see. So don't go and save them. If you see one on your lawn, all curled up or in the garden or something, that's normal. I'm going to lighten this a little bit with a little bit of that. Just lightly brushing. And I can go back over and add other colors to this too. So from the center bone, the spine, the change in direction happens. And a little bit more of this color. Just go back and forth from color to color. And put it over top of the other colors because that's what their fur looks like. They've got many different shades of that color in their fur. A little bit, there's, a little, I don't know what you call that, elbow, or it's a little bit of a bone sticking there. Might have a little bit more shadow under it, beside it. A little bit of, maybe I'll try another brush, a little shorter. Okay, a little bit shorter bristle. This is a very stiff brush, so you have to press a little bit harder with this one. I like it makes a really nice mark for fur. It's a grainer brush, they call it. Just makes a little bit of shorter marks. Oh, thanks, Devin. It doesn't take long to get it to look the way you want. And you just keep playing with it until you get it the way you want. You can always change it up, and it doesn't take long. This is a little bit of brown, maybe. Let's see, a little bit in here. On his eye. Little eyebrow thing there. Just play with it. That's all. I don't know how else I can explain it. Just look at a reference. Look up, deer. See what you can find. And try to get something that's the same pose or close to it. That way, it's a little easier. Let's see. A little bit on the muzzle. Right here. Side of the head. We'll make it a little darker so we can see the difference from the ear. I think I'll put a little bit more cinnamon color, that lighter color now, on the tops of this head. Kind of goes like to the side a little bit. No, that's not the right color. You need a little bit, maybe even the tan, or what is it called? Light buff. There is a little bit of that in his forehead. So it's more or less dry brushing. You just keep going the same direction that the hair's showing. A bit more lighter in here. Down here. And a little bit of that darker color on my brush now. Just to go into here a little bit. A little bit of white. Cover that up. That. A little bit of white on my brush. I haven't rinsed my brush, so sorry guys. Phone. It's a lot of dabbing. Let's see. We'll put some more. You kind of have to play with the colors, light, dark, for the areas that you're working on. So if it's a little bit too light, you just add a little bit darker till you get the right color. That should be darker in there because it'd be shadowed. Like that. And then I can put a little bit of white on top of that. Just to show a little bit of highlight off of the top here. And then this fuzz off the face would be a little bit longer. Like that. Now the leg here, the top of the leg, I'm going to put just a bit of kind of a medium cinnamon color. I want some stroke marks in here just to indicate I think on the tops of their toes they have a little bit. And just put a little bit in, not a lot. I'll probably darken that there with something else. And same with this. So remember the how the fur is running though. You still have to pay attention to that. I would say that's probably the most important part when doing this, is remembering which way the fur is running, or feathers, whatever animal, bird, even hair on humans. Bye, Dar. Okay. Have a fantastic Easter. A little bit on the knuckle, or not knuckle, elbow. I don't know. Right in here. Be a little bit lighter. Right there. I'm going to use a little bit of white and flick some white in here around his tail. And just right there. And just flick it in to that area that you were doing. A little bit on the inside of their leg. And I think it needs a little bit more, a lighter color in the leg here. So we'll put this cinnamon color, a little bit more in here. We'll mix it with the white here, brighten it up a little bit. And then a little bit of the buttermilk. Just brighter. Alrighty. Then he needs a little bit of white above his eye. Brighten that up right in here. And just on the bottom part. That. think I'm going to put a little bit of fuzz on the inside of his ear there. All right, let's put some spots on. So they're kind of random. It's quite a few on the, more on the backbone, you'll see. And they don't go down the leg too much, so they do. And I'm not sure if they go down the tail or not. Let's see what, oh, I don't think she showed that on hers. Not too sure. You can always take some off if you if you made them into too many polka dots. Do I want all of these in? I think this one can go. Yeah, there are some on his. Okay, so let's take and do the eye. Now the eye's got a little bit of blue in it, or gray, I guess you could say. You could call yours a spotted tailed rear. Yep. So I'm gonna just, I got a little bit of gray blue here. And there is a highlight on his eye, the eyeball itself. And it just follows like that. And goes up a little bit. And then a little bit, it's not quite the same color, but if you take a little bit of that gray and mix it with some white, you want a fairly thin brush. There's a very, very small highlight on the lid. Too much water. See if I can do this. And then, actually that goes up into the eye too, right into here. Actually, and I'm going to give them a highlight, but you, in this photograph, it's not showing it, but I like it if you give a highlight. Just makes them a little more alive looking. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. You could actually even put a little bit of brown, light brown, under here. Let's see. Right in here. Just that. And his little toes, they're kind of pinky, but you could just use a little bit of umber with a little bit of sienna, just a smidge, make it a little bit lighter. Just the tips. Are a little bit lighter. I think could put a little bit of a shadow. Oh, we got to do the ears too. So a little bit of, let's do that gray again with some white. I want a really light gray. And the ears, there's a little bit of a, I don't know if this is going to be dark enough. No, a little bit more. And a little bit of water. Just a smidgen of gray in there. Kind of tap. And then you can take that liner brush again, take the white, and just go along the edge. And put some fuzzies on there. Can even go over the edge of this a little bit too, into that sienna color. Just makes his ears look a little furrier. I'm going to fuzz out some of this here too. Make him a little fuzzier than he should be, but It's your picture. You can do whatever you want. Like that. Then we got to do his nose too. So his nose will have a highlight. That bluish color will do, bluey gray color. And kind of speckle it on top. All right. And I'm going to take a black marker, Posca, or marker of some sort. Let's see what we got here. Just do his nostrils in black. And his little mouth, which is down below here, could put that into. I don't know why I'm smiling. It could be there. That, and maybe a little bit darker on the inside of that eye, just a bit. Where the pupil would be. And it'll be a little darker. I'm going to just speckle the bottom part of the nose. That. So give that a shot of heat. Thanks, Dot. Okay, Devin, thanks for coming. Have a fantastic Easter. Okay, so we can actually take a flat brush and do some shading yet. So this here could be a little bit darker. So if I just take, let's see, what do we want to do? I guess we could use this color and another tray. Just to swipe it back and forth because I only want it on one side. And the side with the paint on it would be on the side where I want a little bit of shadow. this one can be a little bit darker. Along the nose there. Maybe it would be a little bit shadowed in there. Even the bottom of his leg here, right in here, would be darker because it's against the ground. That. And then the ground could be also shaded. So right underneath his little feet, just put a little wash of, this is that dark umber color. And it just helps ground him so it doesn't look like he's floating. Here's tail, a bit darker. Okay. I think I want to do a little bit more to his ear. That just doesn't do it for me. I'm picky. Where did I put my brush? Yeah, it's better. Just need it look too flat. So that's better. Maybe just a smidgen of dots on here. Just a smidgen. That's better. And I think I want just a little bit more definition of the color should I use? Maybe a little bit of this. Of his leg up here. And bit dark. Just play with it. That's all I'm doing. It's just playing with it. I could make this a little darker if I wanted to. You know, soften some of those spots down if you want. So they're not so bright. Okay, now it could be just left like this, or we could actually put a few little bits of greenery in there if you wanted to. Let's see. It would be probably a lighter green because it would be spring. Let's put a few strokes of grass. Well, we have some yellow. Nope. Let's do some of this. And I want a smaller brush. This will do. So a script liner. And you just kind of make some grass. Mix your colors up. You can put it over some of them. It doesn't have to be a lot. And then just so that it doesn't look like the grass is floating, just take your color that you used for shadowing on your brush and you can throw some of that on there too. Just on the bottoms. Make them too long. And then you just take your brush and then add some shadow in there. That's pretty well all you need. And now let's do the, I think I'm going to say it's a she. Let's put some eyelashes on that girl. Well, I better dry that before I put my sleeve in it, though. Thanks, Dot. So we're going to put a few eyelashes. Now, the eyelashes would be coming out over his eye. So you're not going to see a whole lot of it unless you... Just put a few in. Not a whole lot. Because you're looking at them downwards. Let's see. Don't want that one there. Getting fussy here. All right. I think maybe just a little bit more white. Just on a few of these in the where they first start. Be a little more dense looking. Here. I think it's done. What do you think? I better put a little bit more of a highlight on there, though. Right there. And I'm just going to add like that. And I think I need a highlight on his hoof. Just a smidge. Right here. Just going to wash it off a bit so it's not as powerful. There. I think that works. There. Here's my little deer. I think he turned out. He's cute. Okay, so today is the 14th. So 4, 14, 22. And there's our little painting. So I hope you'll give it a try if you're a member. Just look up on the community page for YouTube, or it's already up in the Patreon also. So I hope you guys have a fantastic Easter. Sterling is just stunning. Thanks, Elena. Journey. Yeah, he's cute. It's once upon a time. It goes good with him. So I'll see you on Tuesday, and we'll be doing some more watercolor. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear. Sometimes, you kind of run out of ideas. So I'll let you guys go, and you have a fantastic weekend. Bye for now.